Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about wind noise in Subarus. Specifically, we've got a 2003 Forester that's got excessive wind noise going down the highway. This is a very common issue on most Subarus, basically starting back in the 80s, going through until the early 2010s before they started putting a door frame on the doors. This basically pertains to all of the coupes with the frameless doors. The main issue that happens is that the window gussets degrade and cause air to leak, causing lots of air noise going down the highway. These are your window gussets. They're basically identical, whether it be an Outback, Forester, Impreza, etc. There are different part numbers, but it's basically the same shape and design. What happens is over the years, the seal here where the glass goes in flares out. And the main reason this happens is because I'm guilty of it, as well as most of you, opening and closing the door by the window glass rather than by the door handle. Pulling on the glass puts stress on these gussets and over time stretches them out where they no longer seal tightly to the glass, causing the wind noise. There are several fixes on Naziak and other Subaru forums where people have clamped these back together, you know, and some other workarounds, but they're only temporary fixes. The only real fix of the issue is replacement. So that's what we're going to do today on this 2003 Forester. We've got both the driver and passenger side window gusset. The set was about $138, $140 from Amazon Prime, and that was selling through Subaru online parts. But you can get them from SubaruParts.com, Subaru Online Parts, many other retailers, as well as your local Subaru dealership. So that said, let's go ahead and get into the replacement. So it's a pretty simple and straightforward process. Minimal tools required. Most people can do this in the driveway. Basically, all you need to do is remove your door panel or remove this cover here. Unbolt the side view mirror. If it's a power mirror, of course, disconnect the wiring harness and pull it through. Then there are a couple of 10mm bolts and nuts that mount it into the door. Pull it out, put the new one in and back together. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So to start off with, we're going to go ahead and remove the door panel. So inside of the door pull, we see this little cover here. We pop that off and we'll remove this Phillips head screw. Once that's removed, we can pop up the panel here with our window switches on it. Careful in doing so you don't break off the tabs. Now we unplug our window switches. And set them aside. Now I can basically pull the door panel off. Trim tool makes it a little bit easier to get under there and start pulling the clips up. Once you get that done, you can pop the trim ring off of your door handle. Set that aside. Now just tilt the door panel up and slide it out of the groove at the top. Set it aside. Now I can remove our A-pillar cover here. Some cars will have a tweeter, and that's what this wiring harness is for if you have the optional tweeters. Should just pop right off and set it aside. And you can take the gray wire here and disconnect this wiring harness for your power window. like so. You're going to need to pull back the corner of the moisture barrier inside the door panel here just a little bit. Now we can remove these two black plugs that cover up the fasteners for the outside mirror. You can have 3 Phillips head screws. Set the screws to the side. Should be able to pull the side view mirror off now. Just like that. Set that to the side. So now we can remove our window gusset. You should have one 10mm nut right here, which I've already removed. A number 3 Phillips or JIS in this case. And you peel back your weather stripping here and you have another 10mm bolt in this cavity, as well as this 10mm bolt to be removed. Actually, that's a 10mm. It's just got a number 3 in it. Be careful not to drop these down the door panel. All right, now that's removed, the window gusset should come on out. Tilt it back slightly to get the stud at the bottom there past the door panel and pull it up. Just like so. Now we can install the new gusset, reverse of the removal of the old one. Pop that window molding back in. Should be a clip here on the side. This one's missing. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and pop our side view mirror back on. Now we can reinstall the two covers, there and there, and put back our inner vapor barrier on the door panel. Reattach the power window connector. Reroute the tweeter harness. Unfortunately, that clip broke getting it loose. Over time they get brittle, and sometimes they're hard to get out in one piece. But once the door panel's in place, it'll stay where it's supposed to be. Now we can reinstall the cover for the A-pillar. Which just press fits in place. Now we can reinstall our door panel. Check your door panel to see if any of your retaining clips got stuck in the door. We got one here. Just simply take our tool and pull that out and put it back in the slot in the door panel. Check all around. Weather stripping came a little bit loose here at the bottom. Stitch that back down. There's a clip missing there, but that's typical on the older Subarus with some age on them. So reinstall the door panel. First hook it in the groove in the top. Slide it forward. Once that's set, just pop all your clips in. Install the door handle trim. Pops in place as well. Reconnect the connectors for the power window switches. And reinstall the switches in the door panel. Press till they click. Reinstall the big number 3 Phillips JIS screw in the door pull. Reinstall the screw cover. And you're done with your driver's side. Now you got to do is repeat this process for the passenger side. And here's a quick side-by-side comparison with the old Gusset and the new Gusset. As you see, the seal is basically touching, much tighter. Not gonna let that wind noise get into the cabin, whereas this old Gusset is spread wide open. I can stick my pointer finger in there. Let's get a video of this quietness. Nice and quiet, no more wind noise. All right guys, and that does it for the video. Quick, simple install, replacement of those window gussets to get rid of that annoying wind noise. Again, you can do this procedure about 15 minutes per side, not very time consuming, something you can do in your driveway. All you really need is a 10mm socket. Optional would be the door trim tool and a number 2, number 3 Phillips or JIS screwdriver. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.